these conventions, and there are certain celebrities that their stardom goes to their head. I will tell you, being around Sebastian, as we watch his stardom grow and grow and grow, he's still one of the really, really nice young men that you're gonna meet. So I think that says so much about character, the way he was raised, and it's a good lesson for anyone that happens to become successful. If you could stay like that and humble and such a nice guy, you're really a success. So I'm going to tell you, you're a success
guy. Thank you very much. I just wanted to say thank you, obviously, for what you said, but also, for everybody that came out here on such short notice. Appreciate you for making this work. Thank you to John and Joe and these guys, everybody here that made this happen in like the last 5-6 days. So I really appreciate that. And it's always great to connect with people that I've seen over the years, and we kind of don't have a lot of time to catch up, at these things, but it always matters, and so I appreciate you coming out. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm just going to go on a selfish note for one second. As you guys know, this was supposed to be our second show in Houston, but because of the hurricane last year, this is our first show, and you guys are going to be the first to know right here, right now. We are coming back next October, 18th, 19th, and 20th, with some of the same lineup, we hope. A new lineup, and what would really help this really become a great, you cannot sit there and be in front of those people. I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah. What would really help us grow and really become a really great event here in Houston, because we believe that Houston deserves to have another good show, or what some people might say, a new great show, is please tweet, please Instagram, please Facebook, say nice things, tell your friends to come. We're so excited to come back in September and really give you a full-scale, full-blast show that...
Oh, that's gonna be so blurry. That's gonna be so blurry.
So that would really help us, and we would really appreciate it. So I have one question. I'm going to start off with the questions.
Hold me close, it's on.
Actually, I have two questions. Did you always know you wanted to be an actor?
No.
No, I didn't always know I wanted to be an actor. I didn't. I went to a great high school that, kind of pushed me that way, and I had a friend who was an actor at the time, and, I was like 13, 14, and that, I watched him and I got inspired, but I didn't always know.
So what was your vision? Were you going to be a mechanic?
No, I wanted to be an astronaut. That's what I loved science. Like, that was my whole thing. And I was obsessed with astronomy and stuff. And, and with the acting thing, I never, I just kind of went one step at a time. And it was fun, and then I said, all right, well, let me try and go to a camp. And then I went to a camp, and that was fun, and then I was like, oh, this is, maybe I'll get into college, and I'll get to do it in college. And then I did that, and then, so one thing kind of led to the next.
Beautiful. All right, so I've got a couple of questions here that I'm not even going to ask, because I think it's more important that we get questions to come from you guys. So why don't we have you guys just like kind of make a show, Here's Tom. Tom. We need you now. I know this is going to be crazy to ask, but maybe you guys can sit down a little bit, or just like this way everyone can see. Okay, so I'm gonna, if you're asking the question, we want you to stand, it's okay. But otherwise, I'm gonna hand the mic over
His
to
face?
Sebastian, and he's yours for the next 35 minutes.
45. 45. 45.
Be careful what you ask.
Well, this is more of a, I made a jumbo size thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Big part. I tried to get as many people to sign it, so I apologize for the ones that didn't, but I want to go ahead and give it to you from all of us.
Listen, and first of all, thank you for all these gifts that you've given me today. I mean, because it means a lot, and it just doesn't go unnoticed. And you really didn't have to. Every time. Oh my God. This is from here?
Yeah, well, I did behind your back.
Oh my God.
Behind your back.
Yeah.
Could you do that?
The panorama.
Could you do this? Can you do that live thing that you do?
Oh,
He doesn't know.
Just to take 40 seconds. I think that everyone will, you don't have to.
please stand. Hold on.
But no, but you have to do the
Am I in
panorama
this?
Hi.
Okay, have we sung Sebastian Happy Birthday yet?
Yeah!
No. So here we go.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sebastian. Happy birthday to you.
Can we have the next question?
Please. About what could potentially happen. But anyway, thank you for that. That was awesome. That made me all the
Thank you so much for making accommodations. That was awesome. And, a while ago, you posted a screen cap of one of your songs.
Sure.
You Instagrammed a screenshot of one of your songs from your Winter Soldier inspiration playlist. I was wondering if you could share if you have any other songs on there or what was on there.
On the Winter Soldier playlist?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, just a lot of, like I said, a lot of Pink Floyd. I remember. I haven't listened to. There was probably some Radiohead on there. There was probably all kinds of like instrumental stuff that I listened to.
Did you make a separate one for Infinity Wars?
No, I did not make one for Infinity Wars. I probably would. The Infinity Wars soundtrack will only have one song on it. It'll be "Drive" by the Cars. That's the only song he's heard. in Wakanda. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi. My question is, if you could direct any type of movie, what type of movie would it be?
I don't know, man. I would love to do like a comedy, obviously, or something like that. That's kind of what the whole thing with the 1 minute is why it's so much fun to do. It's just stuff that I always wish I could do and I don't get to do. So anything like that would be fun. A comedy probably, if I could.
Next, please.
Hello.
We met over there.
Yes. Thank you for my note.
You're welcome.
By the way,
I'm sorry.
your eye makeup's really on point. That's the way you do it. Just do that. You look great.
Alexia.
How are you?
I was gonna say, out of the comics and things that you could go with, there's two things that I really want
really make me happy. One is Bucky Nat. I think we agree on that one. You're not very subtle about it, but I agree. And I would also like to see, like in the comics, Bucky taking over the Shield eventually. If you had to pick one, which one would you prefer and why?
If I had to pick one.
Oh yeah.
I heard that word, Mackie. And
Mackie?
No, selfishly, I probably would love the Bucky Nat situation, only because I think it'd be really, like I'm a buff when it comes, I'm a huge fan, a geek when it comes to like period stuff, and the idea of going back in time and like, some of the way that story came to be is very interesting to me. And also just because I feel like in the Captain America Winter Soldier movie, we didn't explore enough like some of him in that particular way that I think could be done further, and so I'll just go with that.
Good answer.
My question is, I want to be an actor, and I have some insecurities, obviously, because I'm a human, and one of them is my speech impediment, and I was just wondering if you had anything that, like a casting director or someone in the industry told you you need to change that you decided not to.
Well, I actually had an agent. No, he wasn't an agent. I actually had a producer in 2003. It was right after I did that water thing, and I was doing like my second job. And I was, I don't know, young. But anyway, and he actually looked at me and he said to me, he's like, you know what? You're never gonna work. You're never gonna be anything. You're never gonna do anything. And the world's a very funny thing, like I've actually seen that person since. And, I've passed them in sort of situations and I feel like they don't even know how to look me in the eye. And so the only thing I would say to you is like, it doesn't matter what people say, it really just doesn't, If you decide to do what you want to do, then, you go ahead and do it. I mean, you're talking about a speech impediment. James Earl Jones had a stutter. Like, how do you beat that? I mean, he had a stutter that he was able to work on and look what he became. So, you just go and follow your heart and don't worry about negativity,
Thank you.
Comfortable is a different word that I don't know. The Plums outfit was a very comfortable. But no, the original outfit in Captain America Winter Soldier was my favorite, and I felt like we got rid of it too soon.
For appearances at conventions like this, like do you go sightseeing or
I
relaxing?
pray. Pray for help. No. Do I go sightseeing? Oh.
No new places?
No, well there's never really enough time. Only maybe once or twice there have been enough time where I would get to a city maybe a day before and I could go to a dinner somewhere and kind of scope out the city but there's never enough time to go out there and to really see the place, It's more about just, coming here and trying to be in a good mindset to meet everybody. You know, that's all it is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi. I earlier made you friendship bracelets for us. Mine says Seb's bestie and yours says Reg's bestie because my name's Reagan. And I made them for your birthday.
Well, that's a cool name.
Thank you. I was also wondering if, like, what's Bucky's, like, facial and hair routine?
He said, huh?
Facial and
Hair routine. Like, what shampoo does he use? Face wash? Like, do you have any plum-scented shampoo? I'm just wondering.
his routine is Sebastian's insecurity of his facial hair. No, I don't think the guy is thinking much about it. I mean, I do think he had rather nice, wave in the Infinity War, but I mean, that wasn't really my job. I was like, I think we need to dirty it up a little more, but they're like, no, he's had time. To what? Prepare? Honeycomb? Anyway,
Thank you.
no worries.
I was wondering, if you could play any other character, who would it be?
Oh God, any other character?
Falcon.
Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah, The Godfather Part 4. Yeah, that would be the distant cousin of James Caan, Sonny. I don't know. I mean, it's tough. I went into a meeting one time and I sat there with wonderful people who were looking at me going like, so let's find something. Like, what are you into? What do you like? And I said, well, I pretty much like thieves, gangsters, and psychopaths. What does that say about me? So, that I'm Italian. Yeah, no, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like I would love to be in a mafia movie. That would be fun.
Thank you.
So you worked with a lot of actresses like Meryl Streep and Allison Janney and Margot Robbie, and I was wondering who is your favorite that you've worked with throughout your entire career?
Oh, wow. Well, I have to tell you, I'm very biased about the Australian ladies. I mean, Margot was, incredible. I was really lucky to have that, and not that working with Meryl Streep was a dream. It's just, with Margot, I felt like we were really in there, kind of trying to figure out this movie together. And likewise with Nicole Kidman, recently it was an extremely, an unbelievable experience, specifically with someone whose movies I always admired. So, maybe those two. I'll go with those two.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
So I come from Canada, and I've got a couple friends who want to say hi.
Okay.
And second, I've got a question so what kind of accents can you do?
What? Southern twang. No, listen, the accent, I spent my whole life trying not to have an accent when I first came here. And little did I know that I would get into a profession that would require it. I'm not, the only accents that I think for me are really difficult, I think the English and the Australian accents are really, really, really hard. And I think those are very specific. But I would probably be more comfortable in the Eastern European Russian world just because that's like where I come, that's kind of closer to where I come. But I also think that I could defend Italian, it's no problem. It's okay. I mean, there's so many.
What about Texan? Southern.
I don't know if I can do Texas on the spot.
Yeehaw!
Always. Yeah. I gotta get myself a
Y'all.
Southern Charm. By the way, is that a
Matthew
show?
McConaughey.
Southern Charm?
Southern Hospitality.
Southern, I swear, I heard that it's a Southern Charm show.
There's a lot of Southern charm.
It's from Charleston.
Yeah, it's from Charleston.
Y'all.
I love all y'all.
Y'all are great people.
Hi, so I was wondering, we saw that at the end of Black Panther that Bucky has been recuperating as probably the first white man who was invited to Wakanda. So I was wondering, the farm that he tends with all the goats, is that his own personal farm?
Say that, the what?
The farm with the goats.
The farm with the goats.
Is that his farm or is he working for someone else? Like a
I think he went in there and he said, I'd like to have some goats. He doesn't even know what hut he's in. You know, that's how he was. So I feel like he appreciated any animal that let him, you know, keep moving. Thanks for that.
I don't think I can take it. Okay, so what is a song that you know all the lyrics to that people will be surprised that you know?
Girls want to us, wanna do us, who us? Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sorry, how did that go again?
That's the opening few lines of the song "Hypnotized" by Notorious B.I.G. That's what I was doing.
Stop listening to B.I.G. while you drive to New York.
I do, yeah. Well, '90s rap was what I kind of grew up on. So that was like, you know, maybe some, you know, I used to listen to that. I guess maybe that might surprise. I don't know, but I don't know a lot of lyrics because, you know, unlike a lot of other people, whenever I heard when I was younger, I didn't understand the lyrics. What I love listening to is the melody or the overall kind of like atmosphere of the song. I hear that first before the lyrics, and I know there are other people that are much more lyric conscious, but that's me.
I wanted to ask, what advice do you have for new actors?
What advice do I have for new actors? You know, I was actually just reading this book recently. It's great. Like, it's called Acting 2.0, and it just, you know, there's a teacher. God, what's his name? I want to tell you about it because I read it recently, and it's probably the most helpful book I've read in a while. And I was thinking of making a post about it for anybody that wants that. Anthony Abeson, Acting 2.0. So if you're starting out, go read that because he talks very clearly about just everything. Yeah, and it's not a big book.
Question. So just going back to that, how do you handle all the rejection? Starting out, and you know, what does that do to your psyche and your mentality, and how do you keep going from that?
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing you got to be careful about because, like, you know, you have to kind of build a thick skin, but you have to just know and expect that that's part of the journey. Like, you're not going to just get out there and suddenly it's all going to, you know. It took me. I auditioned for 3 years before I booked the job. Like, that's 3 years of hearing no that I had, you know, consecutively. So, you know, we just can't. You can't rely on the results. You got to go in there and just keep trying and being in love with, like, the process. I mean, I know that's a broken record. You always hear that, but that's the truth.
So we're not all going to get lucky like Matt LeBlanc.
Matt LeBlanc? That's a great actor.
But you know how he got his first role? He went with his girlfriend. They saw him in the lobby, and he got hired.
Oh, really? I heard the night before his screen test for Friends, he was so terrified that he decided to go out and get really, really drunk. And then the next morning, he still ended up booking it. Don't do that. That's like 1 in 100,000 of a chance, you know. But you know what? I'll say this, in some weird way, he probably, as crazy as that was, maybe he walked in and he was relaxed, and that's the deal. Like as long as you're out of your head, like if you're just coming in there and you're free, like you're not overthinking everything, like, you know, the whole time, then I think you're gonna be all right.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and to keep my little cowboy theme going, can you explain your outfit that you posted yesterday?
Thank you.
Why? Isn't it better for you to just assume that that's what I do when I'm not here?
I mean, were you just walking around the streets, just in the outfit?
No, it was a photo shoot for a magazine, and you know, they had, those were the clothes, and I thought, you know, this is so beyond me that I trust these people with this thing, but I was wearing a cowboy hat, and for some reason I was like, Houston, and I clicked too soon on the thing. I was gonna have the rest, you know, it's just gonna be the shadow, but then I messed it up, so that's what happened.
I had another question. If you could work in any other movie with another MCU actor, who would it be, and like, what kind of movie would you be in?
Another MCU actor,
And like,
Mackie? Tom Holland.
not Tom. No, I would love to do something with Chadwick Boseman. I would love to do something, I don't know, like I would do anything with him. I mean, it'd just be cool, because I know I think he's really talented, and so he, for example, or maybe Chris Pratt would be fun. That would be amazing too, to do something with Chris Pratt. Or Chris Evans. Always nice to do something with Chris Evans.
Thank you guys.
Hey, excuse me just for 1 second. I know that you have a question, so let's hand you the mic for a minute.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you for coming so much. I have a question. Did you watch Shark Week over the summer?
No.
Shark Week? No.
Have you ever watched it?
I have heard of it. So no.
Thank you.
Perfect. I watch Shark.
Hi, my name is Marina. I just wanted to ask, in between filming, what is something that you like to do in your downtime?
I work on my writing situation, you know, which is always a very kind of personal thing. I mean, it's always, you know, it's just something that I like doing and studying, and so that kind of takes up time. And then traveling is another good thing if I can do that. And you know, but half the time I feel a little bit guilty about just sort of like getting up and leaving. I mean, but it's never stops. I mean, there's no like, the thing about this lifestyle is like there's no comparison to like, you know, you work for a few months and then suddenly you have like a week off, and it's just always ongoing. When you're not working on something, you're always kind of looking for the next thing, or you know, just about trying to be creative and see what's out there. So yeah.
Thank you.
So where's your favorite place to travel to?
Houston?
Yeah. Good answer.
That's good. We don't
Houston
need anything
Rockets
else.
were my favorite.
There you
I'm
go.
not lying there. The years of the King Elijah and then my favorite Charles Barkley, those were the greatest years for me.
Next question, please.
Here you go. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Is it working? So my question was, what is it like when you see yourself like on merchandise? Like when you see yourself on a t-shirt, mug, and lunch boxes?
That's probably a good question. I don't know. I don't even think about that. I mean, it's kind of surreal, I guess. It just doesn't cross my mind. Maybe that is strange. I know I don't think about it so much. I think I get more feels out of the situation when I'm like in these environments, because then I really feel like oh, okay, like there's a connection happening, you know. But I don't. When I'm not here, I don't really see my face anywhere.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say that I'm from Mexico and I always used to watch these panels in my bed crying, thinking that I was never going to be able to be here. And I can't believe I'm here. Like, enjoy the show, but it's okay. What has been your most proud moment in your life that you say, oh, I can't believe I did that?
My most proud moment in my life? I don't know. I mean, no, there were definitely proud moments. I mean, I think, for example, you know, like when we were taking the class photo with Marvel, like that was a moment that I was very proud of, because I was included with this company of people that I've just admired, you know, growing up, and you know, all these people that were there, and you know, kind of. But sometimes working opposite some of these actors, I've been very lucky, like Robert Redford, you know, for example, who's retiring from acting. I mean, I can say that I had a scene with him. I mean, that's something that makes me proud. This was the world. This was the, you know, that's like my world. So, but I'm also very proud when, you know, when I see my mom and she's very proud of me, and then I feel like, you know, I'm giving something back to her. And so I was very proud when I went back to Romania. You know, first time in 14 years. I mean, I stood there and I felt really welcomed. I mean, this was a country I left, in all honesty, thinking I would never come back to. And so, you know, the world's a funny thing. I mean, just, yeah, you know, it's good. But we don't need always like life-defining events to tell you that life is great. You know, it can just be something small. You know, so.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I was just wondering if you do become part of the MCU officially, would you be willing to do cameos like Stan Lee?
Cameos like Stan Lee. Yeah, sure. It'll just be like a really old Bucky, but you know, that's fine too. We might get that. It might just happen, you know.
Before I say my question, I learned a phrase in Romanian, and it's te iubesc, which means I love you.
You said that really correctly.
Okay, so my question is, who had the idea to come up with the 1 Minute Man Productions?
What was the idea?
Like, who came up with it?
It was my friend and I when we went to Singapore. We were playing with this video he was wanting to make, and then one thing led to another, and we just said, you know, like, we should make little 1 minute movies, because, you know, why not? We can. And so that's what it was, basically.
Thank you.
I love you too.
Sebastian, got a really important question. So Anthony Mackie did a lip sync battle about 2 years ago. You saw that?
I did not.
You did. I kissed a girl that didn't know. You should see it.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting choice.
I know. What would you do? That's it.
It's a tough call. There's many songs that, you know, I wouldn't mind doing something by Tina Turner. I don't mind doing something by, I don't know. Any ideas? Beyonce. Yes.
Victoria's B.I.G.
Oh, no, hold on.
Hold on.
I would totally do something, for sure.
Just trying to get that done too.
Have you done the hot dance?
The song was playing and you didn't do the dance.
Which one?
In My Feelings by Drake.
Who's Kiki? You know what? By the way, someone just showed me the other day that, like apparently these videos are going around to that song. I didn't even know that.
It's a.
I have to
I'll teach you. I'll teach you.
Yeah, well, how are you going to top Will Smith's?
And the best ones are the ones with the people jumping out of the car.
That's high expectations.
Yeah, that sounds safe. I don't know, maybe I'll do something with that song. Maybe that
I'll
won't
help
be
you.
something.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
My name is Andrea, and being a retired teacher, I always like to know if you had a person in your life, a teacher or a mentor or someone that really inspired you.
Yeah, no. I had a few good ones along the way. I was very lucky that way. I mean, my mom was one for sure. You know, I started working with this acting teacher, Larry Moss, when I was right out of college. That was a big one to this day for me. And then, you know, in college, I had great teachers. I mean, teaching is, you know, like you guys are the real superheroes. It's, you know, I feel like you never get enough love, you never get enough attention, and then you're responsible for people's lives. You know, like I don't understand how they don't want to give so much attention and so much, you know, like to teachers. They're shaping lives, you know, and yet we just blow through that like it's just nothing, you know. And so I was lucky because of that.
You know, it's interesting you say that because this morning I was listening to the news and they want to put a freeze on all the teachers' pay for next year. I didn't pay. I turned to the Golf Channel after that.
Golf?
You can't. I mean, it's just disappointing.
Hi, my name is Natalie, and Infinity Wars, Thanos got the Infinity Club. If Bucky got it, would he go back on time to not get on the train or stop Hydra? Like, stop
He'd be like, screw these guys, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm going to New York and getting a friend. No, he would. He would never not get on the train, even if he knew what was happening to him. He would still go back on the train and try to change the outcome of the train, maybe. But he would not go back on the train. He's too, you know. It's like Pandora's box is open. Would you say in love?
Don't worry about it.
Sure. That too. No, Pandora's box is open. Like you can't, you know, he can't go back and be ignorant about things. You know what I mean? So
he wouldn't get on the train. Like he
would
still
get on the train.
train.
He would still get on the train. And you know, in case something else, maybe he could change the outcome of something. But you know, he's just not the kind of guy that would be that selfish, I guess.
And I don't know if I'm saying this wrong, but Subek?
Teves.
Oh, there.
You said it. No, you're good. Thank you.
We're gonna have time for 2 more questions, so really make them good.
No pressure, right?
Hi. Okay. I wanted to say happy birthday and I love you. And then, okay. I want to be an actress when I grow up, so I wanted to know if you had any advice or anything you knew, you wish you knew before you became an actor.
You know, I think, you have to be very careful who you compare yourself to, okay? And that's going to be very difficult because when I was growing up, I did not have Instagram. And I was very free, you know, and you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful because we live in a world right now where you're always, whether you know it or not, you're always comparing yourself to someone else in some capacity. And it's very hard that way. You have to, if you're going to rely on other people's advice, you have to be careful who those people are, you know, your friends or, you know, what what's at stake, or you know, if you have a good teacher, or you know. But if you're starting out, you know, just think of all the movies that you like. Maybe make a list of actors that you like or movies that you like. You know, pick strong women, strong characters. You know that you like. There's infinite great actresses out there. You know, follow their careers, go read up about them, how they started when they were kids, you know, what they encountered, and you know, hopefully now there's going to be all these more opportunities, you know, hopefully, and try to follow that, you know, and just don't. If someone says something mean or negative to you, like, I know it's going to be hard, but just try not to take it super personally. Just remember, okay, well, that's their opinion, they're entitled to it, and that's it, you know.
Thank you.
By the way, just so you know, I mean, I feel like I'm going to say something terrible, but I don't think so. I have a mentor who I work with recently, and he said something to me. He goes, "Just remember, for every opinion, there's an asshole." So just keep that in mind, okay? Well, as a matter of fact, whenever I doubted myself, well, look, I mean, I think, you know, we all go through things in life, you know, like, and I had some years growing up that were not very easy, and actually that ended up being something really, really helpful to me, you know, because there were times where I really felt, you know, like I was in different countries, we were moving a lot, my mom was like working all the time, you know, my dad was in and out of my life, like, I mean, so what I mean is there were times that were way harder than some of what I was experiencing in the moment, and sometimes, you know, looking back and looking at what you've overcome in a way can help you keep going forward. So, you know, I think you have to just, you know, there are difficult things in life. You have to just remember that they're actually, it's as true as it's ever been. It's like they're just going to make you stronger if you can just keep going. So, you know, that's it. Like,
ladies.